live and everything is good, and it looks like everything is positive. So we're gonna dispatch with the usual intro today. It's been kind of a tough weekend for a lot of people. Well, kind of a tough weekend. That's an understatement. It's been a very bad weekend for the nation in so many ways. To the point where I really thought I wasn't going to make a video today. I didn't. I even posted on the community tabs like, hey folks, I'm not feeling like making a video. I would rather not complain about pointless things on Twitter and Uber right now. However, some news hit that is definitely worth discussing. And one thing that's kind of sad about it, though, is that honestly, I think this news should have hit a heck of a lot sooner. I think Uber and Lyft should have done, and DoorDash and all these companies should have done this, I don't know how many months ago at this point. So that's what. So, and yeah, I know. Yeah, Chris, I know I didn't think I was going to be online talking about Uber, but ironically, this does have something to do with what's going on. Because as you all know, there's protests going on. Some might have different words for it, but that's essentially what they are. They're protests. And, well, here's the thing. It's not safe out there. In fact, we got a notification where we live that a 1 p.m. curfew was enacted. 1 p.m. Like after 1 p.m., can't be out of the house because it's just not safe to do so. That's how serious this is getting. And in response to these curfews, well, Uber, Lyft, and DoorDash are suspending operations in some of the cities. And you can probably understand why even though I wasn't going to make a video today, and I really told myself I wasn't going to, when I read this, it was like, well, this needs to at least be addressed. So, this is from The Verge. In order to comply with local curfew orders, food delivery platform DoorDash and ride-sharing companies Lyft and Uber are temporarily suspending service in some cities across the U.S. More than 36 cities have implemented curfews following demonstrations protesting the May 25th death of George Floyd in Minneapolis. Police in several cities used tear gas and rubber bullets against protesters, and some businesses were vandalized. It's not a game, folks. I mean, if you're in anywhere where there's like a protest, look, you can do what you want if you feel like you have to protest. I guess protest, please be safe out there and be careful. And I would personally like to implore you not to destroy and vandalize and loot. Obviously, that's up to you. I'm more of a peaceful protest guy myself and a get out and vote kind of protester, but we all have our own ways of voicing our opinions, so I feel as long as you're not hurting anyone, you are perfectly entitled to protest whatever you want. But if you're going to do it, stay safe out there. Now then, a Lyft spokesperson said in an email to The Verge that the company is following the direction of local government. She did not provide a number of cities or offer details about which specific cities were affected. And an Uber spokesperson told The Verge it had suspended operations over the weekend during curfew hours in Minneapolis, Oakland, San Francisco, and Los Angeles, which were expected to continue today. In some other cities, officials have asked Uber to continue operating even with curfews in place to serve essential workers without other means of transportation, the spokesperson said. I kind of believe that would happen, but I'm just going to be honest. If you're in an area where there's like some protests going on, it's probably not safe for you. Even if you didn't do anything wrong, even if you agree with the protests, that's unfortunately how some of these protests get. Like, you don't know what's going to tick someone off, so I would recommend just staying at home. Our teams on the ground are working closely with each individual city to best support them based on their needs in the local situation. Now then, DoorDash has also closed down. Interestingly, I don't see anything in here, I mean anything, about Postmates being suspended. In fact, interestingly, as we talk about a lot of things, now that I think more about it, I'm not seeing Postmates' name pop up in a lot of stories involving the gig economy during the pandemic, so it's very odd, I would say. Now, here's the thing. I of course, agree with this. I agree with this. In fact, even the cities where, like, the government officials have asked Uber and Lyft and DoorDash to stay open, if I were these companies, I would just shut off the apps there too. I think, and the thing is, I think they should have shut off, maybe not the DoorDash app, but like the Uber rideshare and the Lyft apps. I think they should have shut them off months ago. When the pandemic was high and we knew it was spreading, they should have done something about that, but they didn't. Right now, they're doing this because they have to, but, I'm not going to sit here and say, well, just because they have to do it doesn't mean it's not good. No, it's very good. Because, you know what? I don't care how bad you need to pay the bills right now. It is not worth putting yourself at risk. Like, look, some people debate whether the virus is a big deal or not. If you don't think the virus is a big deal, I guess I can't talk to you, but if you're driving through an area that's on fire and there's police and bricks being thrown and rubber bullets being shot, I don't think it's worth doing any of these platforms during that time. So, my opinion of this is that I believe this is actually a good thing. I hate, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know where I was going with that one now that I stop and think about it. I don't like it when, in a sense, when Uber and Lyft kind of actually take away like the one choice that Uber and Lyft drivers actually have, which is when they can and can't work. But the bottom line is, it's just not safe out there right now. They're, and unfortunately, I have friends who are in the heart of some of these areas, and I worry. I'm worrying about them. So, it's just, it's a very, yeah, we're living in very interesting times, folks. So, I see that there's several people in the house, including Jason. I haven't seen you in a while. Welcome, Jason. And sure enough, I can see things are getting a little spicy and a little political. People have very strong opinions about what's going on. I will simply say I am concerned for everyone on all levels of this. And hopefully peace comes soon, and hopefully we can get people home safely, start rebuilding, arrest those officers. Just, there's a lot of work to do, and I don't even know where to begin. I just hate to see this happening to anyone. So, for so many reasons. So, anyway, we're gonna end this live stream here, because I don't want this to get political. I don't have, I don't know if I'm elegant enough to say anything other than I feel very sorry for George Floyd's family, and I feel sorry for the people who are losing their businesses and stuff. So I just think it's a rotten situation all around. But it's also going to, by the way, probably change most of the content this week. I'll put a video out tomorrow about it, but I actually have to take a few days. I'm gonna go home to. We're gonna go home to my parents, and we're gonna spend some time with them. So, hopefully we can get out of there. But the content is going to look a little different this week. But we'll talk about that tomorrow. In the meantime, thank you folks for joining me on this particular live stream. And if you are out there, whether you have to work or you're Ubering or you want to be part of the protests, whatever your reason for being out in one of these areas are, please stay safe out there. You know, let's let's bring as many people. Let's get as many people home safely as possible. Whatever. Oh, So, hey Dustin. So you got here at the very end, but oh well, that happened. So, anyway, folks, that's where we're gonna leave it. Stay safe out there, and just give someone you love a call. It's a great time to do